Hello, dear friends. Welcome to the show. Jack Chow is my name. East West is the show. So we are talking about something which is brand new to me, but it's been on for some time,
right.
Quite some time. That's about retirement. So far as I know, that RLS has extended their retirement years.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it looks to me, is there a policy change or temporary stuff like that, or does it tend to make a cultural change or change of culture, of concept or something that stands for the time of nowadays? I don't know. So today, joining me in the discussion is my good friend, Steve Hunty.
Right.
All right. And he is the, yes.
No, go ahead.
And he is the CEO, executive of Trilogy Finance. Mm-hmm. Trilogy is a big company.
Right.
Yeah, it's a big company. So when Trilogy Finance is just a department of it, or what?
No, we do financial planning. That is what the firm does.
Mm-hmm.
We
All
help
right.
people put together retirement plans.
And a few weeks ago, we had Steve Hunty on the show talking about something else. Right. But right now, we focus on the word, the big R word, the retirement word.
The big R word,
yeah,
right.
People, well, you know what, you may think it right away. You may not be in a hurry to think about it, but eventually everybody needs to think about it. Mm-hmm. So, to my question, though, I was asking, what kind of a change does it tend to make? Temporary or?
Well, what you're seeing now, Jack, is a big, for lack of a better term, a cultural change. Where in the 50s and 60s and 70s, when a person worked for a company, the company usually offered what's called a defined benefit plan. In other words, you work for me for 30 years, you retire, I as a company will pay you a pension. It was very common. Now that's very uncommon. What you see now is people work for a company and they're kind of on their own as far as making a retirement. The company might say, we'll set up like a 401k type plan or something like that, but you're on your own. You have to make decisions how to invest it. You have to make the decisions on how long to keep it, what to use it for, all that stuff. So it really has been a big cultural change.
So, is there something concrete, solid to hold on to indicate the change, or it's a trend going that way?
It's a trend, is what you see. And I know when I talked before, I don't want to get too bogged in statistics, but just so you understand what the trend is. In the 70s, about 80% of the companies offered a defined retirement pension plan.
I see.
Today, it's about 6%. So people, for their retirement, really have to understand and have to build their own.
All right. So is not prevailing, is no longer prevailing that the companies offers you retirement plan.
That's very true.
You better be on your own.
That's right.
And on the second hand, though, I understand that the RS has extended the retirement years.
Right.
Right. So tell me something about that.
Well, retirement is changed for many things. First of all, as far as like a Social Security, what they've done is they've moved up the amount you can take, your full amount you can take from 65 to 70. You can take a partial distribution earlier than that, but a full distribution is that. The other thing that people have looked at is that people are living longer, statistically, and people are living healthier, statistically. So that has caused a great impact on people's quality of life, the facts, that type of thing.
That is quite understood. When you see people live longer, you don't want them to retire at the original years, right? Like 62 originally.
62.
Right? 62 originally. 62 these days is like still like so active
Right.
Right. Still kicking life.
Right.
Right.
People are very healthy, very active mentally and physically at 62.
And for that, you don't want them to just stop working 62. Plus the fact that they most of the time know the best about the business.
Right.
Right. They carry in themselves the technology or the knowledge.
Right.
Right. Or the experiences that needs to be passed on to the next generation before they get mature. Right?
Exactly.
Okay. That part is understood. But thing is that for your extended years from 62 to work to when is the new age limit or age benchmark?
You can work up until, you can work past 70, but you still get Social Security. You're limited to the amount of money that you can get. You know, that based on what you put into it.
Suppose I'm in good health, I can work till my 80.
You can work to your 80s. There are people right now, and also the definition of work has changed. People are, work is not like maybe doing the same job. Maybe it's transitioning from one career to another. Very common these days, very, very common when people say, I'm 70 years old, I worked worked in finance my whole life.
Sure.
I want to start my own restaurant, or I want to start. I have a lady the other day who has worked her whole life. I helped her, and now she wanted to be a chef. She wanted to go to culinary school. She went to culinary school in her 60s.
I see.
Became a chef. So this is what you're seeing.
She must be in very good health.
Very good health. People are really taking care of themselves.
Yeah. Or, for example, a teacher, right? As long as he and she can talk, he can sit there in the classroom till 80, 85.
That's right.
Right. So the new requirement, does that have any restrictions on them till certain age? They have a limit?
Well, I don't know about teachers because sometimes they're very heavily unionized, but what you'll see a lot of times with teachers is they'll go into more of a consultatory role. Instead of actually being in the classroom every day, they're more like, I'll be in the classroom maybe 2 or 3 days a week and just as a consultant. And you see that a lot in other careers where people have like doctors. You see that? I see that with attorneys. People they want to have the freedom to be able to take the day off and do what they want to do, but also they still want to feel like they're being a productive, important member of society.
For example, the kind of a job that I'm taking now, right? I'm not unionized, right?
Okay.
And as long as I can sit here, as long as I can talk, as long as my brain works,
right?
Well, I
can keep working.
I can work. I mean, all the way until the clock stops ticking.
As far as I could tell, with that scenario, you can work as long as they'll have you. And
what the benefit will that be to me?
First of all, you feel like you're an active member of society. Okay, there's that feeling of humanness. Okay,
you're doing your part.
Yeah, you're doing your part. You're doing something. You're not just sitting on the sidelines. You know. The other thing about it is, from the money part of it, you know, yes, you can still earn a living. I mean, you can still go on, and it's something you like to do. You know.
By earning a living, do I accumulate myself for better once I retire?
Well, when we're talking about retirement, the more time you have to put money away for retirement, just because of the laws of finances, the better it is for you.
Well, so it looks, of course, by logic, I understand that's all right. But there's always a silver lining.
Right.
You don't want to exhaust yourself until you just
doze
off right away, right? You don't
exactly.
Want to do that. And then you don't want to give up the benefit that you should earn, or you should have earned. What would be the silver lining? Suppose somebody, for example, you might good health. So your advice.
So you're the top. A person who does what you do. You're active. You're intelligent. You have a great repertoire. You work with a lot of people. There's no reason you can't work to be 75 or 80 years old. You know, you're going to change though. You're not going to want to do maybe certain things where you would do, let's say, as an example, doing a bright and early morning show at 6 o'clock in the morning. Maybe you'd say, "Oh, push that back till 11 o'clock," and just do.
I can be a consultant.
Exactly. Or you say, "Look, I see somebody on the horizon who maybe really have a talent for this career.
I can train this person.
I can train this person." Or the other thing is, you see a lot in business where people have worked their whole life, they've strained, they got a great business, Now they got to figure out how to move the business, or it's called succession,
exactly.
into the next career path.
All right, good. All right, good. So very well explained. So today joining me is my good friend Steve. He's with Trilogy. Yes, we try to find out or determine the culture change of the later retirement or postponed retirement age. What will benefit us? What would disadvantage us?
Yeah.
I don't know. From all aspects, let's find out more and more. So stay with us. We'll be right back.